You ever heard an older person say, show me who your friends are and I'll show you who you are? Or if you got 5 broke friends, you're gonna be the 6th one. You ever heard that phrase? Well, friends play a big part in where you're gonna go, right? They play a big part in what you're gonna achieve, how you're gonna get there, when you're gonna get there, who you're gonna get there with. And so one of the things that I noticed that when people are comfortable with where they are, may necessarily, be the environment that they're in. Sometimes that comfortability is with your friends, with the people that you got around. You got some friends that unfortunately they're not going to make it with you to the next part of your life. They're not going to make it with you to the next chapter. That's just the way it is. It's just life. Now, congratulations to those who got friends from kindergarten all the way up until your adulthood. Kudos to you. But for some of us, you make friends along the way, you lose friends along the way. And I know for me personally, I used to get so frustrated with that. Well, one thing I had to realize is that this destiny walk that you're on, this journey that you're on, rather it be a spiritual one or a natural one, certain people just, they not cut out to go. Certain people just not going to make it there. And it's okay. It's like you will meet like-minded people along the way. But I heard the other day in regards to a rocket, right? I ain't no astronaut, so I ain't no expert. But one of the things that I could tell you about a rocket, every time I look at it when it takes off in the air, it's always like that piece of a little rocket that falls off. I don't know what that is, but from my understanding is that there are certain parts on a rocket that are attached to it, and as it climbs up, certain parts are going to fall off because it already served its purpose. It don't need to go no further on that rocket, right? And so as the same with your friends, you got friends that's there for a certain amount of season. Now, the season of friendship may not last like in a natural 3 months. It could be years, right? And you probably had this person for years, but this person mindset ain't grow in years. For some people, age is just a number. Age ain't nothing but a number. They ain't get no wisdom. They ain't get no knowledge. They didn't get no maturity along with that age. They just the number, right? They didn't grow. And so certain friends, they can't come with you to the next phase in your life because y'all ain't got the same mindset. Here it is. You growing every day. You learning every day. You getting more wise and more mature. And some people don't want to leave their friends because I got history with this person. I got chemistry with this person. But I also know they can't hold what I carry. I also know that if I take them with me to this next season in my life, it might not work out. So I got to make some arrangements with this friendship. Either I'm going to keep it and there are going to be some adjustments made, some boundaries made between us, or you just can't come at all. Like, it is what it is. It's just not going to happen. One of the things that I've heard is that friends are kind of like a plant, right? So every plant, there are certain plants, they're not going to live all year. They're not made to live all year. They have their season. And if you take a plant from one season to the next season, to the next season, to the next season, that plant, because it's out of season, is going to die. It's going to die in another season that you took it to. And when plants die, they release a toxin. So imagine you got this plant that's not supposed to be in this new season, but you're taking this plant with you into every season, and every season is leaving some type of toxin behind, some type of poison behind, is ruining something. This is why some people, not all, some people, when they make it or along their journey, they got people attached to them that's not supposed to be attached to them. Now y'all falling out over little things. Now y'all falling out over birthday dinners, over trips, at reunions, any reason. They're falling out because you're not supposed to be with me in this season. But you, as a person, you got to recognize this as far as we gonna go. I can already tell. Some people ignore red flags. Some people ignore red flags. But for some, it's like, I could tell we're not gonna make it. We're not gonna make it to the end. This is over and done with for us. So you have to examine who's going to be a part of your next phase in life, because friends play a very important. There are people that are in prison because of their friends. There are people who have started a semester over in school, have changed their major plenty of times because of a friend. There are people that are dead because of friends. There are people who have picked up bad habits because of the people that they was around. I knew somebody who had a child, somebody who got pregnant when they were super young, before their time, before they wanted to, because of the friends that they were around, because it was acceptable. And that's the thing. Some people morally, they accept anything. Your life is changing. You doing other things. You're trying to get into other stuff. You got to think differently. Even if you're the only one in your crew that's thinking differently, you got to think differently, right? You gotta be the person to lead by example. Now, there are some cases where, okay, we're not going to end our friendship, but I can't deal with you right now. I come back around another time. I know people who got friends, they talk to them once every couple of months because I got to love you from a distance. I know that you can't be up under me like that. I know that you can't be around my business. You can't be around what I got going on to save face. And then you got some, I just got to let this go. I just got to end this. This ain't going to work out at all between us. So show me who your friends are, and I'll show you who you are. Just as being around the wrong people could have a negative influence on you, being around good people could have a positive influence on you. Do you know that success is contagious? Imagine you around successful people all the time. What are they going to talk about? They don't got no time for no drama. They not telling you that they're struggling. They ain't got no support stories for you. They're telling you about their next business plan. They're telling you about their next class that they're going to take. They're telling you about the next investment that they have going on, what they found out that's going to enhance their skills, what they found out that's going to give them some knowledge on the area that they're in. They're talking about this all the time. And guess what? Y'all friends, guess who they're going to share with? They're going to tell you. They're going to bounce ideas off of you. They're going to tell you what's going on. You could get around like-minded people to help you on the way. Listen, sometimes benefits don't necessarily mean monetary. Sometimes that doesn't necessarily mean money. Sometimes it's information that you don't know. Sometimes that, talking to these people, you may get a new idea. But you got to know who your friends are, right? I heard somebody say people got to take you to your destiny or they could take you to your grave. Which one, where are your friends in your life, right? Where, and don't get attached to people because it's comfortable for you. Yeah, it's comfortable for you because they ain't going nowhere. Some of them, not all of them, don't get me wrong. Some people got friends that's like, they on their stuff, they on their job. But then, you got those that's like, yeah, they want you to be comfortable because they comfortable. It's the end of the road for them. Where they at, they good where they at. But you got something different. You working with something different. There's something it's so many people that got so many ideas and gifts and they don't know what to do with that. Imagine being around somebody, they don't know what to do with that. They telling you all the time, and I can't see how you gonna get there. Of course you can't see how I'm gonna get there because you ain't never got there. You gotta get around like-minded people, and it may be a little intimidating at first, it may be a little scary at first that you go out there by yourself. You don't know. There's a product that I have been working on. I don't know nobody that's a product. When I started, I don't know nobody that was a product entrepreneur. Definitely know nobody who had a Fortune 400 or 500 company behind it. So imagine I'm going out there looking for intellectual property protect. They don't know what I'm talking about. What? I gotta get around like-minded people. I gotta study. I gotta research this stuff, right? You gotta be the first. If you gotta go out there alone, if you gotta be the first one to do it, then that's just what it is. And you're not gonna learn everything when you get out there. You're not gonna be no expert. Like I know somebody always tell me, you're not gonna win the championship tomorrow. Everything takes time. Everything takes time. But who's around you, who's in your circle, that could take up more time. That could have you wasting time. And you don't get that back. Now that's a rich currency, but you don't get back no time. You hanging with the wrong person. None of the people that got stuck in life because of a bad decision with the wrong person. You know how much that plays. That's a real mental issue. You know how much that plays on your mental. Now you're always doubting yourself. Now that finish line that you had and got erased. Now you don't know how you gonna make it. How you gonna get up out this hole because you done made a wrong decision with the wrong person. And guess what? That other person not as suffering bad as you. That other person not feeling it as bad as you. Because you know why? Because they didn't do what you were doing. They didn't have no gift, no calling, no talent, no product. you have to deal with that. So you got to be the one, like I always say, you got to be the one to make the executive decision over your life. Only got one life. And darn it, if you only got to have one friend or no friends to get to where you need to go, it is what it is. But examine your circle. Examine your friends. It's okay. And if y'all friends, then y'all should have an understanding. Your friends should know that, you know, you don't have to explain everything. I don't know. I'm just, this is me personally, but you don't have to explain yourself all the time. Be like, it's not working out. I know if I keep up this friendship, I know as far as it gonna take me. And I know how far it's not gonna take me.